Okay, so I am going to start. I think a lot of you, I can understand because of the oral, a lot of you didn't manage to complete. Only 7 of you, which is half the class, actually did it. You got everything correct except for the last question. Okay, last question. So I noticed that a lot of people question 1 to 4, no problem. Okay, I know question 1 to 4 was no problem to a lot of you. Okay, so I believe as everyone is coming in, so the first 4 questions shouldn't be a problem. I will just start with the first 4 questions to allow everyone to just slowly come in, okay? Now, basically, in this first question, what we're doing is your conversion. That means conversion from cm to meters. Okay, take note, whenever it is conversion from cm to meters, would be you need to multiply by, not multiply by 100. To convert from cm to meters would be to divide by 100. Whereas if you are changing from meters to centimeters, you multiply by 100. For example, 1 meter is equals to 100 cm. So can you notice that what we're doing here is to multiply by 100. So to get cm to meters is divide by 100. Okay, I'm just slowly starting to allow everyone to come in. Okay, all right. So I know a lot of you didn't finish, didn't do the paper, didn't submit. Okay, no problem. All right, just listen, okay? So this is conversion from 2090 cm. I have to convert to meters, means I have to divide by 100. Okay, so divide by 100 is the same as moving the decimal places 2 decimal places because of 2 zeros. So 20.9. The answer is option C. Okay, I know that a lot, those who attempted first 4 questions, no problem, but I'm just going to go through to allow others to just come in, okay? All right, first one is C. The pie chart shows the favorite colors of a group of adults. So percentage now, percentage total must be 100%. So all these numbers must add up to give you 100%. So orange is how many percent? Orange is 40%. Okay, so if you subtract, again, no calculator. So if you subtract, it is 40%. Now let's look at part number 3. Okay, yes, so all these add up to give you 60%. So that means orange is 40. Okay, now let's look at number 3. Okay, so for number 3, they show you 3 towns, A, B, and C on a map, whereby A is north of B. That means looking at B, so looking at B here, north of B, and angle ABC is 45. ABC is 45. Now, in what direction is C from B? So again, your eyes are here. From B, what is C? Right, so here will be between north and east. So it is north, east. Calculators will allow. Oh, not allowed. Okay, again, calculation is not allowed. Calculator is not allowed. In your worksheet, is it on the portal? Okay, I will check on this. All right, thank you. Okay, so question number 4. Basically, you need to know what this means. 3A, 3 unit, 3 parts, they all mean the same thing. It means 3 times A, 3 times 1 unit, 3 times 1 part, or 1A. Okay, they all mean the same thing. So that means 20 plus 3 times 4, since A is 4, divide by 2. to give me 20 plus 12 divided by 2 is the same as 26. Okay? I hope everyone's here already. Not everyone, I guess. Okay. Right. Now. Okay, so question number 5. Now, question number 5, you have different fractions. You have 5, 4, 7, and 6. Naturally, when you see this kind of fraction question, what is the first thing that comes to mind and what's the first thing that you want to do? Is to make... What's the first thing that you want to do when you see all this? Because you want to find fraction that's closest. Make the denominator the same, right? Okay, now I'm telling you, this is your shortcut. You don't need to make the denominator the same because here, what is your first common denominator? You have to take 5 times 4 times 7 times 6, a big number. Bear in mind, you cannot use your calculator, right? Okay, so this is what you do when you get this kind of question. Okay, so when you get this kind of question, what you need to do first is draw a number line, just like what I have done, and indicate 1. Okay, now, so we know that 4 over 5 is less than 1, right? So if I put 4 over 5 here, that means the difference between, so how far away is the gap between 4 over 5 and 1? The gap is 1 over 5. Okay, now, what is the gap between, so then we look at B, so this is your A, and then we look at B, which is 5 over 4. 5 over 4 is 1 and 1/4. Thank you, Pranati. So that means how far away is 1 from 5 over 4? It is 1 over 4. Okay, now if you look at this, which one is closer? 4 over 5 or 5 over 4? So the bigger the denominator, the smaller is the fraction, right? The bigger the denominator, the smaller is the fraction. So between 1 over 5 and 1 over 4, this is smaller. Alright, okay. Now, let's look at part C. So if you look at part C, it's 6 over 7. Now, 6 over 7 is somewhere here. That means the gap between 6 over 7 and 1 is 1 over 7. Alright, so now if you compare between 1 over 5, 1 over 4, and 1 over 7, which one is smallest? This one is the smallest. Right? So 1 over 7 is the smallest. Okay? Now, then you have 7 over 6, which is on 7 over 6 is on this side, which is the gap is 1 over 6. So between 1 over 4, 1 over 5, 1 over 6, and 1 over 7, which one is the smallest? Which one is the smallest? The smallest is this one. The bigger the fraction, the denominator, the smaller is the fraction. Okay? Now, so from this, which one do you think is closest to 1? Which one do you think is the closest to 1? It is 1 over 7, which is C. Okay? So that means this is C, A, B. Okay, no, this is not B. This is D, and this is B. So this is D. Okay, so closest to 1 is actually 6 over 7. So you don't need to even find the denominator. Okay, so this is a shortcut for you. Because you learn this comparing of fractions from primary 3 onwards. So you should know this already. Okay. So again, PSLE is a encompass all what you have done in primary school. Huh? So make use of that information. Now, question 6. In question 6, what's the first thing that you need to do? What's the first thing that you need to do? Identify the repeated group. Okay, First thing you have to do is identify the repeated group. So what I've done is to identify the repeated group, and the repeated group has how many? So one group is made up of 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1. Okay. So the sum of numbers in one group. What's the sum of numbers? Why? Why do I need to find the sum? Because they ask for the sum of the first 80 numbers. Okay. The sum of numbers in one group will be 1 plus 0 plus 1 plus 0 plus 1 plus 1 to give me 6. Okay. Is it 6? No. 4. Yeah, who give me 6? Not 6. It's 4. Okay. Sum of numbers, how y'all got 6? 1, 2, 3, 4. How do you get the sum? I'm finding sum, No, they didn't ask how many numbers are there in each group. I'm asking for the sum of the so that means the sum means the value of numbers in one set. There are 6 numbers in one set, but what is the sum of the numbers in one set? So the sum of the numbers in one set is 4. Okay, the sum of numbers in one set is 4. Okay, now we want to find the sum of the first 80 numbers. Before we can do that, we need to find out how many sets of 6 numbers are there in 80 numbers. So I need to find number of sets of 6 numbers. Be 80 divided by, sorry, not divided by 4, 80 divided by 6 to give me how much? 13. Yes, thank you. 13 remainder 2. Okay. So this 13, what is the sum of this 13? So there are 13 sets of which the sum is 4. Now, when we say remainder 2, what does remainder 2 means? Remainder 2 means 1. So this is your remainder 1. This is your remainder 2. So I need to plus 1. So what's my 52, 53? Okay, so the sum would be 53. Thank you. Okay, so this type of question, you need to make sure that first identify the number, identify the repeated group. Number 2, identify or find the sum. Okay, or you have to find the sum of each set. Find the sum of numbers in each set. Okay, all right, and then find. So take note, most of the time, they will give you a remainder. So we need to know what this remainder stands for. So the remainder actually refers to the number that is not grouped. Okay, now if the calculator shows, now when you're using the calculator will not give you a remainder. So how do you get your remainder? The remainder is only done when you are doing the long division. So in this case, what you need to do would be, take note, everyone, you look at this small box that I drew. Okay, so that means you need to take, once you have 80 divided by 6, right? You will get, the calculator will type 13 point, okay? So 13 point something. So the next step that you need to do is to take 13 times 6. What does it give you? 13 times 6 will give you 78. So to get the remainder, it is 80 minus 78 to give me 2. That's how you get your remainder. Okay? Or you can take the fraction, but the fraction, you must be careful that because the calculator will give you in its simplest form.